In the mesh editor, we have several different functions. Let's start from the top. Here you can see the part detection. If you click on part detection, system recognize is there serial object inside. You can see that in this case, there's a lot of objects, and you can choose which object you want to delete and make your STL file more clear without any other objects inside. Or you can just simply click delete selected part, or delete all parts but keep the largest or selected or largest. For example, I will delete all of the parts but keep the largest part. Also, you can see that how point count numbers changed. So if the point count numbers are red, that means that STL file is very heavy. If there is yellow, it's kind of heavy, but is possible to work. If it's white, that means that it's easy to work, it's light. So, and we need to understand the balance of it. If the STL file will be with the red numbers, you can work with it, but probably system could crash because of heaviness of STL file. So then you can go to repair mesh, because here you can see that some parts they are red. That means that this STL file has some broken parts. And if you just click on repair mesh, it's automatically repair the triangle mesh here and close some small holes. So now this STL file is better. And also what you can do here, you can click on invert mesh, but it doesn't matter, doesn't need on this case. I will show you in a different STL file. So you can close some holes, including the largest, or you can close just a large hole. And cut this boundary part. And if I click boundary part optimization, there will be more optimized line. If you do some cutting, it's every time necessary to do this. It's recommended. So then we have several options: select and close holes, partial repair mesh, bridge boundaries, and connecting with two different surfaces. For optimization, I can select and close holes, and it will close all selected part. Or if I click partial repair mesh, I can choose the area as I want it to close. And you see that it closes a little bit differently, area by area, like this. Also, we have bridge boundaries. For this, you need to choose the one part and another part. And system will build this bridge. You see, and you can build different surfaces. The other part, this is remesh. In remesh, we can remesh our surface with the triangles. So if we have a lot of triangles, I can click remesh, and you see that you can see how numbers of remeshing is changing, and also its effect on the surface. But for example, you need to do this very carefully to don't change the surface. You see that, or you can make it very, very gently. Or you can make the smooth remesh here. You see that now system is remeshing this. So I create the numbers as smaller than triangle, which been here before. And it makes the surface with it's create the surface with a very, very small triangles. And also the point counter coins start to be, becomes bigger. And I can also make local remeshing. And for this, I just need to paint something, and there will be, so, and if I need to make some local remeshing, I can choose the marker here and make the radius different of remeshing. For example, let's make more triangles in this area. Or maybe let's make it. So this instrument's effect on the triangle mesh. And if necessary, if you would like to reduce some parts. The next tool is reduce. If you click on reduce tool, it reduces the amount of the triangle, and this is percentage how you would like to reduce it. For example, let's see, when you count the numbers, it says how many mesh will be reduced. And you need to be very clear, very careful in it, because in some cases you have more, when you have a lot of reduction, the triangle shape will be also destroyed. So be careful to use this function, and you can also see that, for example, I create from the red to yellow. It will not affect on the anatomy of this, but it will be kind of lighter. The next tool is wax knife. If you work with the wax knife, you can use the wax. You can draw some part with the right mouse button, with the left mouse button, and with the right mouse button, you can reduce these parts. You can change the attempt on it. So, and it worked really well. Also, we have smoothing. We have local smoothing A. It's a very hard smoothing. And we have local smoothing B. It's a little bit not too hard, so it's not too hard effect on it. And also local smoothing C. This is the same as local smoothing A, but you see the preview of painting area before. And local smoothing D is actually similar as local smoothing B. It's not straight, but also as a local smoothing C, you see the painting before, and then you see the result. In a smooth tool, you can also change all of the surface to smooth it, and you can check the different effort of this smoothing, or a different straight of this smoothing, for example, like this. And strong smooth, and you can change smoothing of the object. Cutting tool. We have two different cuttings. For example, eraser and deep eraser. If you click on eraser, it is just erase the wall as you see at the moment. And if you click on, and you see that it doesn't erase the inner part. And if you click on deep eraser, it erases everything is going through the object. And also it can erase the red part. Draw margin line. This is kind of manual workflow of tooth extraction. You can choose the draw margin line. You can draw margin line for the tooth extraction. And after this, you need to connect the draw margin line. You just double click on the first, and then your margin line close here. And now you can see that cut mesh along the margin line. And now if you click on an object, it will delete this object. So I can delete this part and keep the blue part, or I can delete blue part and keep the red part. Let's click on it. So now I have hole, and this is the manual tooth extraction. Then we can click select and close holes. But because the surface is kind of not smooth, if I just click select and close, yeah, I can use it. I can use the wax tool, for example, the wax knife, to make it a little bit deeper. You see that I can change the diameter, inner, outer. I can use the smoothing part, for example, this one. And also, if we go back to the combine tool, here I can combine different objects. For example, tooth number 3, 6. If I click on it, I can see this tooth here. And what I can do, I can merge mesh, and in this case, this object will be integrated in this one. And I can join like also merge A plus B, and I can make subtraction. Minus B, the object, the initial object, this is the object A, and the editing object, this is object B. And I can subtract from object A, object B, or differently from object B, different object A. And also I can make some intersection. What we can do with it? For example, difference A minus B, apply. I will not show this object. And now you could have the edit mesh. You could have the tooth extraction is similar as provided by AI assistant with the real dental alveoli, for example. If you have a cut profile, if you create it before, you can choose it, you can visualize it, and you can perform your bone reduction simulation. Let's click choose. It works not only with the jaw, it also works with the STL file. And in some cases, you can create the cut profile to reduce some STL parts there. And now you can see simulation of the bone reduction.